Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. When it comes to Warzone meta options, obviously the most important part of what weapons are truly considered meta is their time to kill. If a weapon has a slow TTK, obviously it's probably not going to be favored by too many players. There are those specific instances where weapons have absurd TTKs, but there's other factors that balance them out. Maybe they are crazy slow or they have a ridiculous amount of recoil. There's other factors in there that do have a checks and balances system in place, right? But today I wanted to go through and look at 5 weapons that just have ridiculous time to kill stats right now in Warzone after we've seen various different weapon buffs and nerfs so far this season. Some of these options a bit surprising because they're not true meta contenders, like for instance this first one, the Tempus Torrent, which actually has one of the best TTKs in the game. This is a situation though where the behavior, the feel, the handling of this gun does limit it some. While some players can really excel with a weapon like this, others might not like the MW2 feel that it presents, its overall handling and mobility, the recoil, things of that nature. But if you can simply land shots with this alongside all other weapons here today, these are the guns that got the fastest TTK right now. The Tempus Torrent, this is all checked via true game data, at 45 meters, pretty generous range there, 625 millisecond TTK. If you're spamming as fast as possible, landing those shots, this thing can obliterate players. It's just a super high skill gap weapon, and of course, it being an MW2 gun, it means the setup's a little bit awkward here. So for the optic, this is a matter of preference. I usually default to the Nightmare Model 2023 on the vast majority of my older MW2 and MW3 weapons. Spirit Fire Suppressor giving us some better range and velocity, definitely necessary there. For the underbarrel, basically any vertical underbarrel is going to do the same thing here, whether it's Hex 40, Lock Grip Precision, although Bowbreaker for whatever reason does say it offers better aiming idle sway, so having that on there is always pretty convenient there. 50 round Cinematic you're definitely going to want to have so you can just spray and pray when necessary. Obviously with this thing, you just need to land shots. The more shots you land, the better. Obviously the faster you're spamming it, the quicker you're going to have to reload, but 50 is a huge safety net there. And then lastly, I do opt for high grain ammo here, again for that better velocity and damage range. You get up to 10,088 velocity there, which is going to be decent enough for a solid hit scan range, definitely within that fast TTK range there. So this thing, like I said, higher skill gap, but man, does it have a chance to melt. I wish we could rock 8 attachments on this thing, because then it truly might be like a top meta pick if you could throw on a barrel, you know, a rear grip, a guard, or a stock or something in addition to all these attachments. But this thing is certainly usable. It just takes some time to get used to. Hey everyone, just a heads up, today's video is sponsored by Raycon. The Raycon everyday earbuds are back, and the latest version is the best way to tune out the noise and tune in to exactly what you want to hear in great quality. And by the way, I mean like literally tune out the noise. The active noise cancellation is such a clutch feature. On top of that, you've got 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. So whether you're working out, jamming out, whatever the case is, you're covered here. Personally, I use mine when I go play basketball. They are super comfortable with the optimized gel tips. I don't have to worry about them falling out. There's 3 different sound modes, which means I can get the exact audio I want and need as well. They've also got these sick protective cases, which keep your earbuds safe and stylish at the same time. So if you're interested, go to buyraycon.com/immortal to get 20% off the fan favorite everyday earbuds. And once again, huge thank you to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Next up here, we've got the AK-74. This thing has been a hard hitter the entire year. Obviously, it was a true #1 meta weapon for some time there, where you could use it for long range or sniper support, and it was just insane. They have checked it some, but it's still an insanely powerful gun. It's just got a lot more recoil than a lot of other options in this game, which is why players typically overlook this versus something like a Grau, a GPR, a Kilo, etc. They don't want to have to deal with the recoil pattern and the spray and pray that this thing you know, introduces here. You definitely have to spend some time learning how this thing kicks, because it's a lot more sporadic than some of those aforementioned weapons. But with this, at 54 meters, again, a really solid range, a 797 millisecond TTK, which is besting pretty much all the other rifles and mid to long range guns at that distance, especially for a full auto gun. That's a really fast TTK. You just have to be able to maintain accuracy with it, and that's why I've actually got a gunfighter set up here to really help out with this. For the optic, again, a matter of preference. I really do like Otero red dot here. I am going for the compensator outright. I'd love to have monolithic on here to increase our velocity and our damage range more, but compensator I think is necessary. Plus you already have pretty decent velocity and range for what it's worth. This is going to help out that vertical control though. Gain twist barrel gives us really good velocity, so I do like that on there quite a bit. Vertical foregrip helps us a ton out with that horizontal control, making the pattern a lot more predictable there. I also stack recoil springs on here too, so this is like the max recoil control setup you can have for the AK-74. Then I go for extended 2. This is a 50 rounder. You could also upgrade to extended 3 if you want. That'll be a 60 rounder. It'll be a little bit slower, but you have a few extra bullets, a little bit of an added safety net there, all preference. Quick draw rear grip for that faster ADS, and then infiltrator stock. I really do like the added stray speed that this introduces on a lot of rifles. It just feels really consistent there. But yeah, takes a bit more getting used to with this gun as well, but if you can learn that pattern, this thing can just absolutely fry. And by the way, as we are breaking down all the weapons and setups here today, if you guys enjoyed the video, you found the info helpful, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. It really does help grow the channel, and share the video around. And if you happen to be new to the channel, or maybe you just have not subscribed yet, we should change that, because every single day I've got you covered with everything you need to know about Call of Duty, whether it's news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns like this. It's all here, so feel free to hit that subscribe button and help get us one step closer to hitting 1 million. Next up, more of a mainstay here in the meta as of late, the FFAR. This thing's a beast. It is by far the best sniper support gun in the game. It's also incredibly versatile. The same setup you use for sniper support could be used at 50, 60, 70 meters here as well. So this thing's versatile and it fries. It's got the makings of an absolutely phenomenal rifle here. At 39 meters, a 574 millisecond TTK, which is just insane when you factor in combination shots here. Bit more of a basic setup, all things considered. Otero red dot for my optic of choice. Definitely want compensator on here. You know, monolithic, if it's working for you at this point, is obviously great, but especially for sniper support, it's not necessary to have that at all times for the better velocity and damage range. It's a little bit overkill, plus it's slowing you down some. I just like the compensator to stay accurate with this thing. Reinforced barrel gives me some better damage range and velocity, so I'm still up over 1,000 there. 54 meter effective damage range is insane as well. Vertical foregrip, max horizontal control yet again. And then you definitely want the max extended mag here, which is extended to 60 rounder. It's got that fast fire rate, 938, so you burn through ammo. Doesn't have the craziest DPM, but as far as TTK goes, it's tough to beat this thing. Now, I know you didn't see this one coming, the AMR-9. This is a surprising choice for fast TTK. Like I said at the start though, just because a weapon has a fast TTK doesn't necessarily mean it's meta. There can be things that check it out and you know, make it more of just a contender or a competitive option or a viable option. But the AMR-9 is a weapon that if you just focus on the TTK, it sounds insane. Whether or not you like the handling and its overall feel, its mobility is more so up to your interpretation, your personal preference there. But you're landing shots 24 meters. This is a prime sniper support option as well, and 792 millisecond TTK, which is pretty fast, better than other SMGs in that territory. MW2, MW3, Black Ops 6 subs, there aren't options that have crazy TTKs like this does at that range. So pair this with your CAT, your Car 98K if you want, obviously your HDR, your Victus, whatever the case is, and it's a nice little complement to that. Setup here is a little bit interesting, I can't lie. I go for the slate reflector in this case just to change things up a little bit. Any suppressor here essentially is going to work the same, extending out that range and that velocity so that faster TTK gets pushed out even further, which is great, of course. Then the Enforcer long barrel is doing more of the same. There is an integrated suppressor here. There's actually a couple of these that could be useful. This one, for instance, the Nimbus, does offer velocity and range and keeps you off the radar as well. So if you wanted to, you could also throw that on there and then save that suppressor slot for a rear grip for a faster ADS, maybe some ammo if you wanted to. You know, if you're looking for high velocity or something, a laser for a faster ADS and sprint to fire, you could change things up there as you see fit. I do like Jack Slash on here, better sprint speed, movement speed, and some vertical control, so the weapon's a little bit easier. And then the 50 round extended mag works fine here. I don't think you need 100. You could use this. You're going to be very slow and bogged down for an SMG that you're trying to use a little bit more aggressively in the close to mid range here. I think 50 is sufficient for most playstyles. But yeah, this is one that when I was checking stats, trying to figure out what has the faster TTKs that really stand out that we could feature in this video, wasn't expecting to talk the AMR-9, but hey, here we are. And then lastly here, this is one that we featured quite a bit lately, but this thing is a heavy hitter over range, the XMG. It's a slow, heavy weapon. It's meant for long range play basically exclusively, but in that long range play, this thing thrives at 55 meters and 846 millisecond TTK. That's outgunning other full auto rifles, LMGs, other full auto mid to long range options, while also being, and here's the key part, some of these other weapons on this list here today, the Tempus, Torrent, the AK, they have higher skill gaps. This thing is about as easy as it gets. This thing's recoil is so straightforward, especially with this setup on here that's really recoil oriented. So again, I've got a Turo red dot on here, matter of preference. Monolithic suppressor extending out our velocity and our range, then reinforced barrel doing more of the same. We got an 1137 velocity, a 118 meter effective damage range, utterly insane there. We also go for vertical foregrip, max horizontal control here, making this pattern a lot more predictable. Fast mag 1, 75 rounds and a quicker reload, that's gonna be plenty, and it's not gonna make this weapon feel as slow and heavy necessarily. Quick draw rear grip for a faster ADS, helping out there as well. Buffer weight stock, really rare to have this attachment on a gun, but where you can use it, it's great. Max control yet again, so making this thing super straightforward. And if you want, recoil springs on here too. Like the velocity 1137 is already great. If you want to go overkill, overpressured is also fantastic. But if you want this thing to just be a straight laser beam, use recoil springs and you not only get an incredible TTK, but you get it with a weapon that is so straightforward and so easy to use. So this thing truly is one of the best realistic TTK guns in the entire game. But that being said, that is going to wrap things up for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe on your way out so you can always guarantee you're up to date with everything going on in COD. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.